Welcome to the Dean Vaughn Music Podcast Show, broadcasting live from Las Vegas, Nevada. This next episode features Jessie Bullock and The Couyons, a rising American band out of Austin, Texas, known for their soulful melodies, rich harmonies, and authentic storytelling. The band draws from the roots of country blues and folk to create a sound that feels both timeless and refreshingly original. Fronted by vocalist and guitarist Jessie Bullock.
It's the same old story told, just like your cheating heart when you told me goodbye.
Catch the live show streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Rumble. August 21st, 2025 at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss this incredible episode and more exclusive podcast-style interviews. Thank you for tuning in to the Dean Vaughn Music Podcast Show. Welcome to the Dean Vaughn Music Podcast Show. How's everyone doing tonight? I got the band in the green room right now, and I'm going to be bringing them out here in a few minutes. And I just want to thank you all for chiming in tonight. The Dean Vaughn Music Podcast Show, we're in our 94th episode. It's awesome. And I can't believe I've done almost 100 episodes. We're going to have a little party at 100. But this band is a little changed. We do a lot of heavy metal, rock and roll. And this is more of a country jazz thing. It's really kind of cool. It takes me back a little bit to the old blues and country, a little bit of folk in there. But I'm going to bring the band out right now, and let's introduce Jessie Bullock and the Couyons. Here they come. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. We got 6 coming in. Holy smokes! And if you got a phone, flip it sideways once and twice, and I think until you see it. There we go. And we're gonna allow the recording. And we got David over there. Do a double flip, David.
Yeah, flipping.
How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing great.
Doing great.
Can you guys hear everything okay?
Yeah. Perfect.
You know, I love listening to your music. It kind of takes me back a little bit. Loretta Lynn on that. Old country blues, man. I love it, man. I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, Jessie. And I want to thank you guys, first of all, for coming on the show tonight. You guys are, I know you got busy lives. We all do. And some of us have even day jobs. And we got to get, and I do this on a Thursday night because so many people like to go out and party and they're not available. So I do the live show, and I gave you the phone number so you can get people to call in tonight and talk to you guys live. That's primarily why I do the live show, so people can call in. Other than that, I do a post-production. I put it back out. So let's start off with Jessie. I'm going to talk to you just for a minute about just the origination of the band. So tell me a little bit about Jessie Bullock, which is you, and the Couyons. And how did you come up with that name? And how long has the band officially been together with this current lineup?
The Couillons, my grandfather is a musician. He played with the Louisiana Hayride back in the day.
Nice.
He used to call me Couillon when I was little, running around. I was his favorite, of course. And I would drink my milk coffee with him. And but it's my way to pay homage to my grandfather. So, and some people say Couillons. He always said it meant crazies. Some people Some people say it means dumbasses, but I say crazies, and so the guys to me, I mean, they're my crazies, so they.
I did look up Couillons just so I'd kind of know what's going on.
It's okay.
It's very cool that you're talking about that. Go ahead.
Of course, I come from a long line of musicians. My grandfather, all of his brothers and sisters, he had 9 brothers and sisters in his family, that part of the family. My dad took after him, one of the few, well, him and my aunt, God rest her soul. But my daddy has played music all his life, even through his Air Force career. And I started singing probably at the age of 4. The first song I learned was Delta Dawn. So,
Delta Dawn.
Yes, you got it.
I remember that song.
And so I've never not known what playing music or singing was about. You know what I'm saying? And so I grew up doing that. I would say my late 20s is when I became a professional. And started really playing and everything. Of course, it was after my first marriage and my divorce, so I could do what I wanted to do. So that's what I did.
Well, usually after a divorce, do what the hell you want.
That's right. And so that's when I started really playing. I sang with my dad's band a lot. 2003, I started taking off, writing my own stuff.
Nice.
I got a manager at that time. He took me into the studio. I got to record. That was recorded at Sugar Hill in Houston, Texas.
Sugar Hill? Is that where you're basically from? Down there?
I was born in Pasadena.
Okay.
Home of Gillies.
Yeah.
So I spent my summers there with my grandparents. So that's my hometown is Pasadena. That's where my family lives. That's where they ended up, as time went by. So that's where I really got my start at as far as my music career goes, and got it kicked off and everything. I was very blessed to have people guide me and get me started in the professional side of things. My dad was a professional, but had never recorded or anything like that. So he wanted me to have the best possible people in my life to guide me, basically.
I got you.
So I was lucky. I had Andy Bradley and Dan Workman produced me whenever I went into the studio. Dan Workman, if you've ever heard of him, he produced Beyonce and Destiny's Child. So that's the one thing I have in common with Beyonce. So we shared the same producer. But that kicked it off for me. And of course, I traveled. I did my time in Nashville, got to sing at the venues over there, got to meet a lot of people. I'm pretty much a gypsy. It comes from being a military kid, I guess. And I sang all over.
Did you sing in the military? Did you sing in the military?
I worked the civilian side.
Okay.
I'm a military brat, and I was a dependent wife.
There you go. Okay.
I did my band that I had back in 2010. We did a lot of work for the military, first responders, and
very cool.
I did a lot of fundraisers for them. That was my thing. I loved performing for the battalions that came back from, being overseas or deployed. I love being able to do for the families of, the fallen, that type of thing. That's still one of the things that I love to do is just to do for them. So, the band we have now my guys, they all not only perform with us, they also perform with other touring bands, and they have their own accolades. And I'm gonna tell you what, I feel sometimes, well, this is what I told my husband the other night. I said, I feel kind of inadequate with all of my guys in this band, because they have so much behind them, I'm very proud of them. But we all met. A lot of times it has to do with having subs, trying to get people in. James has been with us from day one. I went back in right before, was it September 2023, when I really started pushing to start playing country again. I took a break, and we had a rock band for a little while. And
like heavy metal or just rock and roll?
No, a Fleetwood Mac tribute band.
Okay, all right, I got you. Fleetwood Mac, that's cool.
Yeah, and I stepped away from it. Some of it was kind of discouraging, and you know how music world is.
Yes.
And I had a very good friend of mine that talked me into. He said I was too talented not to be doing what I do, and begged me to go back into it. And so he's the one who triggered it. So between him and my husband, so they were very supportive.
So you're next to your husband. Is that Joe Gonzales?
That is, yes.
I heard from Joe. I'm like, who's Joe? And then I realized I connected the dots later, and I go, okay, Joe, what do you play in the band? Are you the guitar player?
No, I'm the drummer of the band.
The drummer and the singer. There you go.
Sure.
How long you been playing drums? Go back. Go back.
Well, I want to say that I was around music my whole life growing up. I had family member. My uncle, he played Latin music, and they call it Tejano, or conjunto music, and so I would roadie. Yeah, and I would roadie for him, and it honestly wasn't until middle school where I decided to start doing marching band stuff and learn how to read music, and it really started coming together. And before long, I was jamming anywhere. We used to have an arcade in our little town, Del Valley, and used to go there and jam out with some guys, and it just kind of started there. And then I used to frequent down 6th Street in Austin, and there was a club called Maggie Mays, and the drummer's back was to the window, and usually I'd catch the B Wires. I think that was the band, and it just instilled that I wanted this for me. Yeah. And I joined the military, and when I got back home, and around 93, 94, and started looking for bands to join, and to get out there and start playing, audition like crazy, and usually the easiest bands for to be in is the ones I created. So, but I had quite a few of those, and done country, done rock and metal. In fact, recently I just finished working with we did a 90s metal tribute band,
90s metal. There you go. A
lot of Megadeth and,
wow, okay.
So
what do you like playing better? What do you like playing the most?
Do you like
the heavy metal stuff?
Oh yeah.
Because if I was a drummer, which I am a drummer, and I just love to bang, man. I just love to bang, and I'm banging hard. I want to sweat, And I love drumming, man. So tell me a little bit. Now, I want to go into your personal. How did you meet Jessie for the very first time, and how did you guys become lovers? Here we go.
Well, we went to high school together, and I was what they call the track manager.
Okay.
Okay. And he's also my brother's best friend. So I've known him.
That's how you got introduced. Okay.
Yes. And I was his first wife. I was very good friends with her. You want to tell him about Sam or a little bit?
Well, my late wife, she was a heart transplant patient, and she got 10 years, of extra life with it, and the transplant, and and unfortunately, that's it. At that point, she passed away, and then at that point, it was like I really wasn't looking for anybody, but she and I had a lot in common, and we were easy to talk to each other, and it just kind of grew from there.
Well, here's the other backstory part about that is I'm a very much a believer in dreams and people coming to you in dreams and talking to you.
There you go.
And that's weird for some people, but that's been a part of my life for a long time. And so when Sam passed, I was living on the East Coast. And 2 weeks after she passed, she come to me. She says, I needed to take care of Joe and the boys. And I said, you still bossy in death. I cannot believe this. And I had no intentions of coming back to Texas. I was going to live in North Carolina on the coast and live out my life, you know?
Oh, my God.
And 3 months later, it so happens my mom got sick. So I made the decision to move back to Texas. And I moved with my best friend in Dallas. Well, they decided to move to the East Coast. And so I said, I'm not moving back. So one of my very best friends lives here in Austin. And she said, you can come stay with me. I said, okay. And I had been here 2 months. And I'm going to tell you, I was in every honky tonk between here and Austin for 2 months. Yes.
Yeah.
And I noticed on Facebook one night, we used to talk on Facebook once in a while, and I noticed he was kind of down. So I said, hey, you want to go have a cup of coffee? And he said, but you live far away. And I said, you ain't looked at Facebook lately? I've been tagged and everything from here to Austin. And he says, where are you? I said, Bastrop. And he says, I'm coming to get you. And I think we went on 2 dates, and that was it. So,
well, that was the long version. Well, for a podcast show, anyway.
No, you don't.
yes, it is.
I want to get around to the band. I want to get over to the band. I'm looking at David Noble. I'm looking at his bio right now, and with 17 years of experience, professional, David has mastered over 10 instruments and toured internationally with his band King Shelter. And I want to talk a little bit to David because he's hanging out up there. I see him. He's like, when is my turn coming up, man?
No, it's not that. I just like to rock back and forth.
No, I know. But, I want to get you guys one-on-one just for a few minutes so people know who you are. Because the back line is extremely important, Jessie, as you know. And without the back line, we're nothing, man. We're nothing.
You're right.
And I've always had a great back line when I was in music, and I've been in music for 45 years. And I want to hear from my friend David over there. Where's he at? Did he hide?
Right here.
There he is. David, tell me a little bit about, let's go back to your personal music, how you got into music, what kind of music you played, and how did you meet this crazy bunch of people over here?
Yeah. Audio coming through good?
Oh, you sound great, man. You got a sure mic. Cool. How can you go wrong?
Well, yeah, I'm in my studio right now. I've been into music since I was 10. And then I was playing at church. And when I was 16, a music producer named Jeff, rest in peace, he took me under his wing and taught me how to be a professional musician. And I've been a professional musician ever since. I went to college for composition, classical guitar, and then did some music directing at a church full time for a long time. And then came to Austin thinking I was going to be like the best music director in the world. And then I ended up becoming a full-time music producer. So I'm currently in my studio that I own right now.
So you're are you the main recording studio for the band, or do they have another studio?
No, maybe in the future. We've talked about that. Okay. Yeah.
Well, it's nice to have your own studio. That wasn't popular back in the 80s. And that's where I'm from, is the 80s. There for that. Yeah, trust me. It was very difficult. But you have your own studio. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And, so did you, coming out of high school, you look pretty young. What instruments? Now it says you play 10.
Yeah. Maybe more at this point. But
okay. So I guess you're instrumental, excuse the pun, in the band.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's whatever you need. The things that I feel comfortable being paid for are like the main four, like guitar, keys, bass, drums, in that order, I
gotcha. And I'm a drummer too. I play all the instruments, but I don't talk much about it because I never played them on stage. I was always a lead singer, keyboard player.
Right.
I played the 12-string guitar. I bring it out and like do some Bon Jovi or.
No, they're making me sing in this one.
Good. How many singers are in the band? Does everyone sing?
As far as I know, it's just me and Jessie.
No way.
No, I mean,
and
all of
Mark,
us do.
and Merlin.
Yeah, Merlin sings.
Jump in there, James. James, what you have something to say? Who
I
sings?
was going to say all of us sing. That's just
I
a
knew you
given.
They choose to or not.
Come on, man. You gotta give everyone credit. We all sing. Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, the question I should ask is, who doesn't sing?
On
Raise
the
your hand.
stage?
Who doesn't sing? Carlos. Carlos is not afraid to admit it. He's like, I'm not singing, man. I am not fucking singing. I'm telling
No
you.
one wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that. Trust me.
Are
No.
you sure? Come on, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos, I think you're going to be singing here in the near future.
You're going to regret those words. I'll say that.
So I want to jump around as much as I can because I want to get into playing your music here. Mark Connelly, I see you over there in the corner, a.k.a. Merlin. They know you by Merlin.
Yes, a lot of people call me by Merlin because I perform as Merlin as well when I'm not doing music. So
Are you also a magician, Merlin?
I am a wizard. Yes.
Why did I know that? How did I know that?
Yeah, there's a Renaissance festival here in the Austin area called Sherwood Forest Fair.
Okay.
And I've been there since they opened their doors way back in like 2009. I think we were on year 16 or year 17 coming up.
Okay.
So, so I talk with a funny voice and wear the hats and the turrets and the whole
Oh,
thing.
you look like a wizard. A wizard, man.
I am, and I play a wizard in films often. I get that's one of the roles I get often offered as an actor. So.
You know what I love about interviewing the not older bands, but more mature people have been around the block a few times, and at my age, and we've all kind of done more than just music. And in your case, you've slipped into magic, entertainment. But tell me a little bit about your beginning, coming out of high school, and your parents, were they supportive? And then meeting Jessie Bullock. Can you run me right into that segment?
Yeah, it's unfortunately it's a very long story, so we'll try our best.
Well, see if you can make it short.
Yeah. As you can imagine, how do you do all these things, right?
Right.
So the quick version I'll try to make it is that my family was musical, meaning my mother and her mother, so my grandmother. My mother's mother was a choir director. My mother was a flautist, vocalist, and pianist and accompanist, so she was in band.
I got
and so
you.
when I hit 6th grade, it was of course expected I would be in band. So I played trombone. So in band, and then I took piano lessons, started playing piano, and then in 16 I started taking guitar lessons. And then 18, graduated from high school, and I was working with a studio and a band project, recording project. And I did some jingle writing and production, and started learning.
I love the jingles, man. I've written a few. That's a really cool little
Heavy
sideline.
Mexican food in Bryan, College Station, Texas.
Nice. All right.
And about the time I graduated high school, 1980, also being in Texas and in Bryan, College Station area, and near there is a place called Wellborn, a little bitty community with the post box office, and there was a band called the Wellborn Outlaws. And they were my first country band to really start. And so we started playing halls, and I started playing gigs and playing country and rock, back then. And even today, you would play, 80%, 75% country, and then you would do some, Ugly Kid Joe or some
right.
ZZ Top, your prerequisite amount of ZZ Top,
There you go.
And that was where I started playing in bands. And then somewhere around 93, I'll just jump a bunch of stuff, worked various jobs. I went to music school, did like 3 semesters as a music ed major because I wanted to be a film composer, but I couldn't figure out how to get there. And the music ed degree and most of the music schools weren't really set up to have a direct path.
Right.
And I knew that, there's these great composers that I love, like, John Barry and Ennio Morricone and John Williams, that all went to school and got their act together and did it that way. But there's also these guys like John Carpenter who did it with keyboards and other ways, So I'm like, I know there's a shorter, or not a shorter path, but a path more in line with my abilities at the time. So I after that, was working, and I got the idea. You know what? There's this Texas Film Commission guide, which is a list of production people in Texas, and I put a listing in there that, hey, I can do multi-track recording, I can do jingle production, songwriting, I play a bunch of instruments, blah blah blah. And I got a call, probably the only valid call I ever got off that ad, and I became the lead composer for a software company called Human Code Inc. in 1993, and I had worked 92, 93 doing contract work, and then got hired after that. We did a software title called The Cartoon History of the Universe.
And you've done a lot of stuff.
Like I said, that would take me forever to kind of cover up, jumping around. But I'm trying to make it as quick as possible.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
That started a 10-year period.
Gotcha.
Somewhere in the middle there, I went back and played country hall bands again with a band called Lost Wolf out of Giddings, and I had a band before that in Giddings I played with.
Smokes!
But then I got out of that and I did like folk, because I'm sort of all over musically. Like a while ago, we were talking about Joe playing drums.
I was
like,
I am going to come back to you. I'm going to ask you some more questions.
Okay.
No, I really am. I just want to jump around because I'm going to play a video, some songs, and I'm going to grill you guys heavy, man, on your history. But I want to jump over to. I see Carlos over there. He's kind of hanging out. I want to ask him. I just want to see how he met the band and got started and all that. Carlos, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. So
tell me your history. Tell me how you got and how you met Jessie in the band.
So I met Jessie through her main fiddle player, whose name is Jackson LeBlanc. He's a great friend of mine. Actually, was just texting him earlier today. Good friend of mine. He plays with Sachin and the Porch, a bunch of other bands, but like great friend of mine. So he actually asked me to fill in, like I want to say like a year and a half ago now, something like that. Year and a half, couple years, about a year ago maybe, like at least a year ago.
So you've been with the band a year and a half.
So yeah, I've been filling in with the band every now and then whenever he's gone, whenever I can make is because. So I'm a high school teacher by day. That's my day job.
Oh, nice job.
I'm a high school science teacher. I teach biology and environmental systems. So that's.
We got a lot of brains in this band. It sounds like we got teachers. We got. So tell me more.
So that's my day job. So whenever I can like make a gig and whatnot, like whenever Jessie asks me, I'm like, hey, like let me see if I can do this and whatnot. But no, like I've been playing with them for a little while now, and that's how I met her, was through Jackson. And I mean, we've had some fun gigs. I played fiddle with her. I played pedal steel too. So there's one gig where I played pedal steel and Jackson played fiddle. Like it was super fun. Like I love playing with like.
When you play pedal steel, is that like a steel guitar?
Yes, yeah, steel guitar, yeah.
Okay.
I will say that kind of my background is like I've been playing violin my whole life, basically since I was 5 years old. I started playing classical violin when I was 5 years old. And then I just kept doing that until about like middle school. And then that's when I learned how to play Devil Went Down to Georgia and then never looked back. And since then I've been doing the country thing and everything. And basically, long story short,
there he is.
I moved to Austin to play music and be with my now wife, who I married last year in October. And shout out, her family's listening. Shout out.
So you're a newlywed. You're a newlywed.
But yes, yep.
And you're still happy. You're still happy, right?
October, so.
I see you still got a smile on your face right there.
That's within 5.
Happily married.
Old guys are
I want to interview you 10 years from now and say I want to see that same face right there.
We'll talk then.
That's funny.
But no, it's all good. It's all good. But no, so yeah, I moved here to play music and also to be with my now wife.
When you say you moved here, is that Texas?
To Austin, yeah. I moved
Okay.
here in 2019. Pre-COVID, I had got like maybe 2 gigs before COVID, and then COVID hit, and then everything. Y'all musicians, y'all know how COVID was.
Yeah.
It was a weird time.
Well, I'm going to come back to you, Carlos. I'm going to come back to you. I want to jump over to James. He's falling asleep over there. I want to wake him up a little bit.
Come on, James.
James, wake up.
So James,
Sorry
tell
about
me, how did you meet this crazy band? And tell me about the styles that I'm going to ask you what kind of music you played before you met this band. Has it always been this style of music?
So I met Jessie through a country jam that happens usually every Thursday night at this time. at a really good place just right up the road from me called Buddy's Place.
Buddy's Place. Okay.
A really good guy named Glenn Collins who has connections with the Giesenslaw brothers, son Giesenslaw, and a couple of other people. But yeah, he usually does it. Great place. That's where I met Jessie. That's where I fell in love with her voice. And she asked me to play pretty much all in the same night because she saw me play as well. Nice. I am an upright bass player, so I play the real bass, and I also play the bastard basses as well.
Nice,
right?
Nice.
So I play the upright and the electric. I play all style.
The real bass,
yeah,
is great.
It is the real bass.
The upright bass, man, that's amazing.
Well, it's got like 400 years of history between them.
I got a picture. I got a picture of you playing the bass.
There's one right above your left-hand side there. So
where's it at? Let's see the bass. Oh, where's it at?
There you go.
He's playing the stand-up bass at the waterfront. Is that the waterfront?
Waterhole.
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 Now,
you guys
for country.
Yeah, go ahead.
For country, redneck rock, rockabilly, stuff like that, I do play the ungentle art of the slap bass, right? If you can think about it, it's not it's bump, 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 bump.
Gotcha.
Think Jimbo and a couple of other people. So
right.
And all of those guys are good friends of mine too. So I guess I started on the upright bass when I was 8.
Oh my God!
Right, because it was the largest thing I had seen.
Because I know how big it is.
You know, they had a smaller size bass for me, so it was like a cello size,
like a small bat in baseball. You had the little bat,
right? There you go.
Gotcha.
I wanted to play it because it was the largest thing I had ever seen in my life. I'm like, that's what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Not the tuba.
Pretty much how it turned.
You picked the bass.
Nope. Well, I hadn't seen the tuba until then.
I'm just kidding.
But like this bluegrass gospel band came through to the church where my dad worked, or where my dad was the minister. So I was like, I want to do that. So that's how I learned it. Got degrees in it. Continued on through masters. Have a master's in classical performance. Play all styles of music. You know, classical, punk.
This is not only a very talented band, but you guys are extremely intelligent. Because you've all decided to take it one step further and go to college and get degrees and all that stuff. So it reminds me of back in the 80s. Remember the Dead Kennedys? It was a They were all college grads, all of them, and you always looked at them as a punk rock band. But the Dead Kennedys were very intelligent. And when I say intelligent, I mean that you've taken 3 to 4, 6 years and went to school and just to learn something. You know, and you guys are phenomenal. You're not only a great band, but you're all individually talented.
The Talking Heads is one band that they were in art school. They were all art students, so they're a little bit out there. But their uniqueness, the fact that they didn't know anything, is what created their sort of made them unique.
I forgot about the Talking Heads.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I actually teach school, so there you go. I teach.
Are you still teaching today? Mark?
I'm teaching, starting another semester. This is like year 26 for me, part-time at ACC, taught music production for many years, and then now filmmaking. So,
and Carlos, are you teaching as well?
I just entered my 9th year teaching actually in Austin ISD. I spent 2 years in Michigan and then 7 years in 2 years in Michigan, and now this is my 7th year in Austin. But yeah, no, I've been teaching public school. That's my career. So, dude,
that's incredible, and I want to commend your service, just as promoting these young kids today need it more than ever. The education.
Yeah,
and I'm sure you can agree with me on that. And just the fact that you guys are educating our youth is important, especially today, because there's so many, they're going in so many different directions. And I think that music is one of the best therapeutic things what we can teach our kids is to at least get introduced, right? Get introduced to music. And if you choose to not play it later, then that's up to the person. But I love the fact my mom was a teacher. She was English, and she was also a famous singer. And so June Vaughn,
Awesome.
she played with Lawrence. She played with Lawrence Welk show.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
Now my mom
I
was
used to
June.
watch that every Sunday.
Do you remember June
here.
Vaughn? You know Bobby Ross.
Lawrence.
So my mom was June Vaughn, and Bobby Ralston was her piano player.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Bobby Ralston became the piano player for Lawrence Welk. And that's about the time my mom had me. So, and I guess she stopped singing to raise me. I'm not going to say I ended her career, but that's about the time she transitioned. She started at 16, but she lost Bobby Ralston to the Lawrence Welk show. And I believe she auditioned. She was on there for a short time, but then she didn't stay. So yeah, that's my background. My mom.
Oh, wow.
And I was a drummer. I was the drummer for the big band, and I did the little Latin stuff. I slapped the sticks on the side, little rumba. I did a rumba, and I did all that. And I think that's when my music career started. Is I started playing drums, and I started getting into Latin music. And she was in big band. She did Kate Smith. She covered for Kate Smith on a tour once. So my mom was a tremendous singer, and I don't know if I adopted her genetics and became a singer myself, but my mom was a unbelievable singer. She sang at a national anthem at a football game, and they lost the sound system during the football in the morning. And they said, well, you're going to have to sing without any sound system. And, football fields are about 100 yards long. And I see her walking, she's walking around holding her finger up going, which way is the wind blowing? And she walks to the end of the football field and she sings the national anthem without a microphone.
Wow.
And I was very young, but I heard her do it. And she had that loud a voice where everyone could hear her. But it's just an amazing story about our heritage and our family and where we came from and why we are here today. As
our legacies are everything. Our legacies are everything. I mean, to me, it is.
Absolutely. And you all are part of that legacy. And it sounds to me like you didn't just get started in music yesterday. You've been doing this for a long time. You came from the blood of your family. And you guys are doing some amazing things right now. I've been listening to the music. So tell me, Jessie, I'm going to go back to you real quick. This band, is this the current lineup you have now?
It is for the most part. Yes, I do. Since my guys they are with other bands as well. These are the guys that have been the most with us recently. Okay. To me, they have made quite an impression on me. And to me, I feel like their music careers has had a big impact on me. I've learned a lot. I knew a lot about these guys beforehand, but I'm telling you right now that, going over their bios and everything, I am simply impressed and so proud that they play in our band because they're phenomenal. I will give these guys kudos all day long. I love for every one of my band members to be able to shine in their own way, shape, or form. And I am nothing without them. And so, they make me sound good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I like the fact that you appreciate your band.
I wanted to mention what you asked me about. How did I meet Jessie? And I'll make that really fast.
Go
online,
ahead.
Actually. So I don't remember why I messaged her, but there's something to do with either she was needing a player or there was something. Do you remember, Jessie?
I do. There was actually a guy who was saying that he was giving free studio time. And I was like, everybody starts laughing.
Yeah.
And and it was on Austin has a million musicians Facebook pages,
Yeah.
And
the scammer guy. Thank you. So because I teach and I've taught at Media Tech Institute, which was in Arlen Studios, I did that for about 3 years while I was teaching at ACC. I'm aware of the recording schools, the whole all the different Full Sail. There's all these ones,
right?
Art Institute, which went out of business, multiple times. It seems like. So there's a guy that says, "Hey, free studio time," and so by tracing the post, I can see it was a scam. And I saw her contact. So I just messaged her directly and said, you might want to check this out because this looks scammy. I've had people say it's a scam. And then we just started talking.
It is.
And she said, well, actually, I sent her a video of me singing a song and playing. And she went, hey, we're doing this memorial. I'd like to do this duet. You're the Reason God Made Oklahoma.
Right.
And so I said, sure, I can do that one. And we put that together. And then she sent me the set list and I went to the gig. And that's how I met her.
That's pretty cool.
And, you know, all these guys, except for David, one of my closest friends passed away. And her husband had asked me to perform at the memorial. I was the first person he asked. And
right.
It meant a lot for me. We did The Reason God Made Oklahoma is because they were from Oklahoma. And that was one of her favorite songs. So, yeah, that's...
Is Oklahoma, is that a cover or is that your song?
It's a cover.
No, that was a
cover. Okay.
Frizzell, Dottie West.
David Frizzell
Gotcha.
and
David Frizzell.
Excuse me if I'm a little disinformed.
It's okay.
I worked at a radio station back in the 80s, and we used to play that all the time on the radio station. So I was familiar with it from playing it on the air.
Gotcha. Mark, you guys are so you're giving me so much information tonight. I love it, and this is why I do the podcast show. I don't know everything, and I love country music. I really do, and this takes me back to original, popular country, pop, and a little bit of folk in there. And you guys really bring me back with the violins and the steel guitar and all that to real country.
I told Jessie today, I used the word you're authentic.
When I say real country, I'm country kind of slipped into a little pop age, and I love the new country. Don't get me wrong, but this takes me back to the authentic.
And that's where my roots are.
Yeah.
I grew up on traditional
Thanks,
country.
Carlos.
Traditional country. And,
Carlos got his little bass over there, the violin.
That's where my heart is. That's where my spirit comes from, is that old feeling country that brings back the memories,
So no, I got you. But I see a big poster of Kiss right behind you. And I have to think, I have to think, and I love Kiss, man, but I remember the lunch pail. I used to go to school, I had the lunch pail. And I was heavy into Kiss, I think everybody was, no matter what genre they're playing today. They were into Kiss at some point. And when I look at you, I don't think that I'm going to see a Kiss poster behind you like this. And so tell me a little bit about your I'm not going to say infatuation, but your interest in Kiss and hard rock. I'm thinking you got a little bit of a hard rock in your music somewhere. Tell me a little. Tell me a story. And how'd you get into Kiss? Tell me a little story.
Well, it's kind of funny. Growing up in our neighborhood, there was a few of us that it was. We shared music around, and one of my best friends, Mike Fettis, he was one of those guys that only, he had every album, so all I had to do is get recordings and enjoy it. But it was just a love for Kiss that, there was a few of us guys that we used to.
So Joe, you're the culprit. So you're the reason there's a Kiss album poster on the back wall there. That wasn't done by Jessie. That was you.
Nope.
Yes.
Because I saw that look on her face when I said that. And I'm like, oh no, I think Joe did that. Joe put it up there.
Yeah, like I said, rock's been my thing. You give me a Megadeth song and I'm all into that. And
I love it. So let's move on. Let's move on to what you guys got coming out. I have some songs queued up. I got Whiskey. What does it say? Whiskey.
Whiskey won the battle.
And I love the name. I love the title of that. Whiskey won the battle because I've been beaten by whiskey.
I think we all have.
And who plays the acoustic guitar on this?
That was done.
Who's playing?
That was my dad, actually, that played that on that recording.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Live, I get the job.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha. And then we have A Solid Country Gold. And I believe that's the song I picked for the commercial when I played it today. Is that right?
Yes.
Can you hear it? Yeah. Okay. That's just so traditional right there. You know, you could play that anywhere and everyone's going to get up and dance, you know. My dad was a member of the VFW and I played the accordion in my first professional show. I played the accordion.
Oh, we need an accordion player.
I'm not that good. But it takes me back to like a Patsy Cline, or you could probably elaborate on that. And my parents I would love to have my parents alive today to listen to this podcast show, because this is the kind of music my mom grew up with as well. And then you have another song. It's called Back in the Saddle. Is that your song?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm just kind of running through a couple that you sent me, or somebody did.
I did.
Oh, now who do I think of when I hear this? For some reason, I think of Linda
Ronstadt.
Linda. I'm a little dyslexic. Linda Ronstadt, man. She had why do I think of her?
That sounds killer.
That's that 70s vibe.
Wow.
Maybe tomorrow we can start all over. Till then, let's hang up our gloves and
Good
fall
stuff,
back
David.
in love, back in the saddle again, back in the saddle again. Let's get back in the saddle again.
Now this is your song, correct?
You'll be my hero.
Wow. I thought I was listening to a cover. I knew I heard it somewhere. Are you kidding me? This is hit material.
Back in the saddle again.
Yes, it is.
Let's get back in the saddle again. You'll be my hero, like in a movie show. Back in the saddle again.
Who's the lead violinist on this?
That was a studio musician.
Oh, so you brought in a session player?
They had session players. The songs that I recorded, I was blessed enough to.
Okay.
They brought in session players for me. So
Who plays the violin out of these? I'm looking at tonight.
Carlos plays fiddle.
Oh. Carlos, can you play this song just like that?
I mean, let's find out.
The challenge is up. The challenge is up.
Over till then. Let's hang up our gloves and fall back in love. Back in
Well, here
the
we go.
saddle
This is
again.
the first time we've had a live instrument on the show.
Back in the saddle again. Let's get back in the saddle again. You'll be my hero, like in a movie
Love it, man.
show.
My wife wants to play violin so bad. Lois wants to play violin so bad right now.
I can play violin so bad.
Carlos, I know you play a mean violin. I don't doubt that for 1 second. Jessie, you've been blessed with a very talented band
Yes.
behind you. Am I looking at all the players, or are we missing someone tonight?
We're missing the steel player. He's
Mike Sims.
Mike Sims.
Okay. Okay.
He was supposed to be with us tonight, but I think he's playing at the Broken Spoke tonight.
Oh, so
No,
he's
we
playing. Oh,
That's a
okay.
good excuse. I like that one.
As long
Yeah.
as he's playing, man, he's not laying around somewhere. He's playing.
Oh no, that man! He's also a teacher.
Yes.
He's also a high school teacher, and
We got 3 or 4 teachers here tonight. What's
Yeah.
going on?
and
Educators of the new world.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was on tour with Cody Johnson not too long ago. So
Nice. I want to let people know that they can call into the show tonight. Now, this is where we start the what I call into the Dean Von Music podcast show. You win a free coffee mug. A picture of the band is on the front, and it's an 11-ounce coffee mug. It's beautiful, and I want people to call in. Let me change my screen real quick. Hang on. Let me change my screen if I could even see it. Hold on. And I'm going to put the phone number up. Okay, so anybody out there and I'm also going to announce it. There it is. I think that's it right there. Can you guys see that screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so for those of you driving down the road not watching tonight, I want you to call in. If you can, keep your hands on the wheel. Talk to the band segment, area code 669-444-9171. The meeting ID is 702-927-2226. So the call-in number, country code 1, area code 669-444-9171 in the USA, and the meeting ID is 702-927-2226. Write that down if you're not watching tonight. If you're watching, I'll keep that screen up for a while. And I want you to call in and talk to Jessie Bullock and the Couillons. And the Couillons are here tonight. We have all but one, I think, but it doesn't matter. Give a call in and you can ask us all the questions you want, and you win this free coffee mug. I'll ship it out to you first thing in the morning if you call in now. If you don't call in, that's fine. We'll just keep talking, and if I see you pop in, then we'll let you in. So thank you. And I want to thank you guys also for chiming into the show tonight. I know you guys all have busy schedules, and I just want to do a double thank you and just, say thank you. That's all.
Well, thank you for having us. We appreciate you so much.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Our pleasure.
Yeah. And, I know that we all have busy schedules. Now, I got these audience behind the curtain over here. They come in a little bit late sometimes. I don't think I'm feeding them enough or something. I don't know.
Give them a beer, they'll join in.
I love it, man. And, you guys are great. You guys are great. And I'm so glad you guys could make it. So you're with the record company. Tell me a little bit about the record company that you're with.
The record label, IronGate.
IronGate Records, yeah.
I have been with them. I signed on with them in December of last year.
Okay.
They are phenomenal people, really, really great people. They are helping me move forward, as far as, making decisions as far as, okay, we're not going to do a full album right now. We're going to do a couple of songs. We're going to get those released and then move forward. They are helping with bookings. They are just really great people. Mark Skoda, actually, I don't know if you know the story behind IronGate, but Mark Skoda actually started the label because his son is also a musician.
That's right.
And he was having a difficult time. I think the problem was he had been signed with a label and they didn't do their job. And so Mark's like, they're charging these people all this money. These wonderful musicians just want to be able to get their music out there, and they shouldn't have to pay all of this money up front. Yeah. I mean, there's labels in Nashville. I'll tell you straight up. I've been through it myself, where they want $5,000 up front, or they want $25,000 up front. Depending on. Yeah. Oh yeah, and depending on do you want to be a household name by tomorrow, or do you want to do it 5 years down the road? That's how they gauge how much money they wanted. And now this has been a lot of years ago. I'm pretty sure it hadn't changed much. But Mark Skoda and Greg Upchurch actually started the label. Greg Upchurch is with 3 Doors Down, and they developed the label to try and help musicians that, one, they're talented. And a lot of us, if you look at a lot of us, they have a lot of metal on their label. I don't know.
They have a lot of rock and roll.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. And so I was kind of surprised whenever I got signed, because I was like, they're in Nashville, but they do a lot of metal. So, because I did my due diligence before I signed with them, And so I was pretty, I don't know. I was impressed by their backgrounds and by the reason they started the label. And to me, it said everything. And so that is why I signed with them. I've been around the block a few times as far as labels go. And
well, have you seen a change? Have you seen a change when you signed with a record company as to prior to signing? Have you seen a change?
As far definitely.
As promotion, yeah.
Definitely. They are all about social media. They've taught me a lot. I mean, not that I'm not well versed in it because I've had to learn a lot on my own, but you know, they teach you, you know, how to maintain everything and to do everything all at once and to be organized about it, you know, and they truly do help you, you know, with promotion and, you know, getting
logistics.
Yeah, the logistics of it, you know, and we're older, of course, and most of us, when we started in the business, we didn't have social media. What were we doing? We were printing out flyers and putting them up all over town. We were selling tickets because that's what
It's
we
nice
had
to hear
do
someone else tell that story because I always tell that story. You know, I went to school. I was barefoot. I went to school. I had to walk barefoot. What I mean is I had to take my stapler, stand on the back of the truck and slam them up on the telephone poles. And that was down in Sunset Boulevard. And a lot of the poles are metal. Sunset. And when I was playing at the Roxy and the Gazaris.
Yeah, the Roxy. I know the Roxy.
Yeah. I brought a can of glue, you know, that spray can glue. And you ever looked at the poles down on Sunset and Hollywood Boulevard? All those flyers. I mean, the city must just hate us. You know, we go down there and spray that pole and slap them on. You know, it'd be glue. I mean, imagine trying to get that off the metal poles.
You had the egg wash you would use to pick them.
Hey, guys, we have a call in. Somebody wants to talk to you.
Oh, wow.
So do you recognize the area code 619?
That's California, isn't it?
Yeah.
San Diego.
I don't say San Diego. Okay, I'm going to let them in. We're going to find out who they are. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me bring them in real quick. Welcome to the Dean Vaughn Music Podcast Show. You're with Jessie Bullock and the Couillons. Who do we have on the phone?
Hey, this is Blake from San Diego.
Hi, Blake. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
Good.
Great.
You're talking with Jess. You got the band. It's all yours. Take the floor.
Awesome. Big fan of David Noble. I've been following him since one of his bands he was in back in the day called King Shelter.
Nice.
Just wanted to say hi and say I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
Dave, you got a big fan out there, brother.
Yeah. Hey, good to meet you, Blake.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to know, like, what was the biggest influence of your tone during the King Shelter days?
My guitar tone or musical tone?
I would take both. I was asking about your guitar tone, but yeah, musical tone too. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, there's not too much overlap with this, but the King Shelter stuff was mostly a vibrato tape emulator situation. And then with this, I have a Strat that kind of turns into a Telecaster with a flick of a switch. It's kind of custom. So I get that little twang. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love that. That sounds so cool. I'm kind of curious as to, like, I feel like with the country stuff you're doing and the King Shelter stuff you're doing, like, it's kind of a different vibe. Like, did you have to do any type of, I don't know, like, adjustment to tap into the country vibe?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I did a ton of gospel gigs when I was in college, and I've noticed that a lot of the country solos are just gospel solos with more double stops, which is where you play two notes at the same time and bend one. And I've noticed that works really well with the country situation.
Oh, that's cool. I love that.
Period.
Tell me real quick, the caller, when were you introduced to Jessie Bullock in the band, the Couillons?
I want to say a couple months ago, Texas-based. I have a few good homies that are out in the music scene in Texas and Austin and like El Paso area, and
nice.
I I want
large
to say
music
one of
scene in El
my.
Paso.
What was that?
It's a large music scene in El Paso.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I played out there a few months ago, but yeah, I think one of the good homies actually went out to a show. I can't remember where they went and saw y'all, but they put me on, and I was stoked on it. I don't listen to a bunch of country music, but I was really stoked on the vibe and the energy of the group.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
by the way,
in
congratulations!
San Diego,
Congratulations! You won the new coffee mug tonight.
oh, awesome.
Did you know that? Did you know you won?
No, I did too. That's awesome.
It's kind of
That's
silly.
awesome.
It's kind of silly, but you did win. So thanks for
Awesome.
calling. Thanks for calling in.
I'm a big coffee drinker, so I could use a new mug for that.
Now you get to see our lovely faces every day.
But you can also drink. You can also drink tea in the coffee mug if you want. So.
Oh, that's great. Can
Also, and
put
so
a
I'll.
little bit of-
So when you're done, I'll need you to hang on so you can give me your address, or just send it to my email. Write this down. Send it to Dean, DEAN, at. Oh, the audience came in late again. Sorry about that.
Wow, so many fans.
I try to keep the audience under control. Must be the slow
They're
internet
crazy.
connection. But write this down. Send the information to Dean at deanvonmusic.com.
Dean at deanvonmusic.com. Awesome.
Send me your address so I can send you that coffee mug. So continue on asking the band questions.
I love that. Thank you so much for the mug. Do you guys plan on coming out to California at all?
Wherever the shows take us.
Yes, I mean honestly, my plan for this next year is to start really traveling and touring. I'm hoping by the spring we are able to do that. So, and we would love to come out to Cali. Our granddaughter lives out there, so it would be kind of a nice trip to go see our grandbaby and be able to play at the same time. So, if you have any ideas, let us know. And if you have any favorite venues or anything, let us know, and I will definitely check into it. And but yeah, definitely we are looking to travel. So don't be surprised if we do show up in San Diego.
My lady's
That's
from
awesome.
California, so any opportunity to go there, she's going to be all about it. If we can figure it out, we'll be there.
Yeah, I mean, I know Dave is from like Southern California, like LA area, and so I mean, I can slide into his DMs because there's some really in San Diego. There's some really cool country bars and a lot of good venues in San Diego, and
Absolutely.
like since
We
I'm
welcome
in the
it.
scene out here,
We welcome it. Yeah, that would be great. Definitely.
Yeah, and I mean, since I'm in the music scene out here too, like I do have, I've played a lot of the venues in San Diego, so I do know quite a bit of the bookers out here too. And so I can send that to David's DM or something.
Absolutely.
We welcome it. Definitely.
Yeah,
Of course.
big fan of y'all. Y'all been killing it, and I'm stoked to be on the call. So
Thank you for calling in.
Well, you have
Yeah.
a Marine Corps vet that was stationed in San Diego as well, too. So he is all about going back to San Diego and
Yep,
taking a
yep,
trip. Yep. So, yeah.
oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean San Diego is great.
Yeah.
San Diego has a lot of different vibes of music, and I feel like I've seen a lot more of the country vibes going on in the last 2-3 years. And I do want to, before I get off the call, I do got to leave in a sec, but I just wanted to say one more time, really big fan of Dave, fan of his playing, fan of his tone, and he's great. So
He definitely is. I
Awesome.
agree with you 100%. Yes.
well, I appreciate you guys taking the call.
Well, thank
Absolutely.
you for calling in.
Absolutely. And stay in contact with the band. You know, they got some upcoming gigs coming up. And stay on the show and listen. And we got some more information to get for you.
Awesome. Yeah, and I wrote down that email too. So
Well, thank you for calling in. What was your name again, real quick?
Blake.
my name is Blake.
Thank you, Blake.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for taking the call.
All right, my brother. And good night. Thank you.
Y'all have a great night.
You do the same.
You too.
Send me that email so I can send you that coffee mug. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Bye.
See, that's what I love about the Collins guys. I love the Collins. And they just, they know Blake. I mean, David. I'm sorry, David Noble, and he's a big fan, bro. So does that make you? How does that make you feel right there? I mean,
oh no, that's great. I remember, dude. Yeah, the first time someone asked for my autograph, I sold them a CD. I was like at the merch booth, and they handed it back to me, and I was like, "Oh, do you not want it?" And
because it's like I don't have a CD player, bro.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, do you want a refund?" I couldn't tell.
You wanted to.
It's always fun to just see a fan or whatever.
And it's funny because the CDs and the albums and the vinyl today, not everybody has a record player anymore or a CD player, but they want a piece of the band, man. They want pictures, they want lyrics, they want to know,
right.
They want to touch it, right? They want to touch it.
I had someone that wanted to work with me, and they handed me a CD, and I was like, I don't know how to play this, homie.
Oh man!
I was like, I literally have no way to listen to your music
I got you.
with this CD.
Oh, I got you.
I
got
had a chance to tell David, but there was a client that David, I think, was talking to, and I nabbed him by accident. So I just did a song with him, and I'll let you know, David, that I had to burn a CD for it. So I had to dig out like, burn your shit.
Hey guys, I don't want to break it up, but I got some videos that I'm looking at, and I just want to get your permission first because you have so many. Jessie Bullock sings "Time of Your Life," and then I have another video. It says "Roll in Peace," Raw Run with Jessie Bullock.
This doesn't sound familiar to me.
Oh my gosh! And they say Jessie Bullock, and then of course I have "A Full Walk Out on Me."
Yes.
"Back in the Saddle."
Yeah.
And those have now, do you have any videos that you want me to play?
I haven't posted anything recently. I think I may have performed with another band and had some stuff out there, but as far as our full band performing, honestly, we don't have anything that we've had done recently. So that's one of the things.
So should I not play any videos?
Probably
not.
Okay. Well, that's fine. No, I've got a few songs lined up here, and I have "Back in the Saddle" and "A Full Walked on Me."
A Full Walked Out on Me, yes, sir.
And tell me a little bit about that song, only because I have it in front of me, and just a little bit.
The little violin.
There it is. The little violin. Tell me about that song, "A Full Walked Out on Me."
That song was about my ex-husband.
Joe, close your ears. There we go.
To show you that I care.
You got a great voice.
There comes a time.
No, you hit it.
Realize that I'm your.
What I love about your voice is you hit the notes dead on. Your tone is amazing, and you and you have a great voice. You just have a great voice, especially for this style of music.
Well, I'll tell you before I went to get done about that demo that I recorded, because those songs they're 20 years old. But when I recorded those, I recorded them with one take. Every one of them were recorded with one take, in and out.
I love a one take wonder, they used to call it. And I'm a lead singer. I've been singing my entire life, and I love to go in the studio and knock it out,
Yep.
because it's the way I feel when I feel good. Sometimes they say 2 or 3 takes down, but when you say one take, when you're in the recording studio, do you rehearse a little bit and then just blast it out, or do you do 2 or 3 takes? Tell me a little bit.
I'll tell you how I learned growing up. And this is before I could even take the stage with my dad. I had to learn every song that I performed a cappella first. I had to have perfect pitch, perfect tone, everything had to be spot on before I could practice with the band.
Gotcha.
And if it wasn't perfect, I wasn't getting on that stage. So that's how I learned, and I've carried that throughout my career. You know, somebody will ask me, they'll say, what key is that in? I don't know. Well, let me sing it out, and you can figure it out. And they've always been amazed at that. I can sing a song right off the bat and not miss a note, not miss the pitch, not miss the beat. And that's just how I was raised. So
right.
that's how I did those songs. I learned them before I walked into the studio. And I don't think I was in there not even an hour. The producer was like, I've never had anybody do that. As a matter of fact, I had to audition for the studio for Sugar Hill. And I did I Fall to Pieces, and then I did Patsy Cline, of course, and then On a Mission by Trick Pony. And the producer was sitting there going, you know, I've had a lot of people come in here and audition. Never before have I had somebody with your caliber come in here and just sit down, nail it. And me never heard that song, but I knew exactly. I could hear it in my head as far as what it's supposed to be like. And that's my training. You know, I don't have formal training. I had a daddy that said, you're going to do it this way, and you learn it this way, or else you're not going to get to do it. So that is the one thing I have taken away in my career, as far as, you know, that was a blessing for him to teach me that. Right. So, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
The reason I'm playing with Jessie is because of her voice, because there's a million musicians in Austin. And when I had that conversation with her, I immediately looked her up and listened to some recordings and went, whoa, an actual singer. Because there's so many bands that don't sing. I'm a professional singer. I'm a session singer. I've got songs and movies that I've sang on. So I'm a snob. You know, I'm a vocal snob. And as a good singer, that's it. You know, when you do a sound mix, you get the drums up, you get the vocals up. Then you get the bass up. Then you work on the guitar and keyboard. Like, you know, that's what the audience looks for.
That's pretty cool. You know, the fact that you respect your singer, it's important. You know, you can have a great backline, but when you have a great singer, it's just like icing on the cake.
Well, then I have great guys behind me. That's what makes me be able to do what I do. So,
well, let's talk a little bit about where you guys are headed, and as far as albums, and so people can buy your merchandise. And I want to direct people your way to help you make money, because we all need to, you know, do it and make a little bit of money along the way. And I just set up my own Patreon page. I'm trying to get subscribers and all that fun stuff. But tell me where you're going with the band, and how people where you want people to go to download or buy your new albums and your music.
We are getting ready to, we actually have a whole album written. I mean, I've got songs ready to go. We will be going into the studio in September to record at least 2 songs at this point. And hopefully what my goal is to have everything mixed and mastered by my birthday in November. And released at that point.
Just in time for Christmas.
There you go.
Yes.
Platforms.
Now my music now are on every streaming platform imaginable. They're on, of course, YouTube, Pandora, Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music. And I think there's a couple of other ones as well. And my goal is we are planning to release one song sometime in the fall, and then probably by spring we'll release the second song. We're currently working on our website right now, and I'm designing merch as we speak. So all of that should be starting to roll out within the next month. And of course, we have a Facebook, we have TikTok, we have Instagram, and I'm really starting to work on those as well. So moving forward, we can get all of that rolling. So I'm designing some pretty cool T-shirts. So nice. I'm excited about that. Yeah. And you know, you're talking about vinyl. My hope is the first single we have out, I really do want to have it released on vinyl. I know that sounds crazy. But
Wouldn't that be
really
nice?
do.
Wouldn't that be
Yes.
cool? I love vinyl.
It would.
I love
Yes.
I love the new vinyl. Have you seen the fluorescent colors and the thick
Uh-uh.
gauge? Oh my God.
Yeah, my
You
band
need
did
to
that.
do the new vinyl is pretty awesome. And
It's
the kids
so
are buying
sick.
it is sick. It's like 48 gauge, 0.48 gauge
Yep.
vinyl. It's like this thick. And it's
Thick.
fluorescent green, yellow, purple, whatever. And then the covers are just out of control. I mean, it's like Jimi Hendrix, today.
Oh,
If you-
wow.
My favorite vinyl in my collection is all the picture discs. Like I have Dark Side of the Moon, I have
Yeah.
Bat Out of Hell, I have Alan Parsons, Tales of Mystery and Imagination.
Oh my God.
ELO, Eldorado on a gold vinyl.
That
So
is so
that would
cool.
be great to get a vinyl record of a newer recording.
Oh my God. And I want to do vinyl. I have records, back in the 80s that wrote singles, 45s, but that's not like the vinyl I want to do today. I want to do
Yeah,
like
exactly.
a full compilation of everything, because I've written, 100 songs, and I want to just put my 15 best songs on a piece of vinyl. And I would love to
You
have
have some awesome music too, because I've been listening to your music for probably a good month and a half, and I was like, this takes me back to high school. I'm really liking this song.
my song is pretty poppy. It's definitely 80s. I have Remote Control, Can't Keep My Eyes Off You, some of the bubblegum songs. I've written those songs. They were on singles. They were played on KLOS at the time. And back then it was cool and everything, but it just wasn't enough to put me over the top, And I recorded so many songs like everyone, does. And
Yeah.
I've written over 100 songs, but man, to get that one golden hit, is so tough because of the competition, man. And how do you rise above it all? You got to rise above it.
You can change your strategy these days. You don't have to do
True.
think in those terms, because now
True.
you can create your own following. There's a song that was written by Bob Overton, I believe his name, for Glenn Campbell.
Right.
And it's about being in the record industry, and used to ride the coach for 360 days a year. Now he just gets
Right.
to personally appear. He's got his own theater, his own record label too. Now he's getting 99% instead of 2. So the rules have changed. So you can build a following, get more percentage in your pocket, and make good money, have fun. Reach your audience directly. Whereas before they had gatekeepers for everything.
Yeah. No, you're right.
The record label now is helping, not a gatekeeper. It's a different
Yes.
approach.
Yes.
Absolutely.
An actor's agent, basically.
And we have
The
I
actor
love
still
that.
has to do the work, by the way. The
the
actor,
fact
they don't
that
give you the gig, but they help you get the
Yeah.
opportunities, and they.
I
don't
think it
think
depends
that's
on the
true.
label. I think
Yeah,
it
depends on
depends
the
on the label. Yeah.
But the label she's got, that's what it seems to be.
does the label help you with distribution as well? Or they handle all that?
Yes, they will. Yes, they're going to help me with all of that. So once everything is said and done, once we have everything completed, yes, they will. So
Cool. I got you. Well, we're heading towards wrapping up. I just want your fans to know that you guys are available, and you got any tour or any gigs coming up that you want people to know about?
we have we have been blessed with a residency at a place called Upscale Saloon in Lockhart, Texas, which is like the barbecue capital of Texas.
Oh yeah. This music goes wrong with barbecue. It's synonymous.
Jesus.
It's synonymous.
We'll be playing outside of San Antonio this next week at Buck Saloon in Athens, Texas. We have some other shows. We were selected out of lots of different bands for, it's called the Dime Box Homecoming Festival. It's been going on for this will be 51 years it's been in place. And we were selected to perform there October 4th. And we have some other things coming up out of state. We've got a gig in Maryland at the private party, a private, what do you call that?
Showcase.
A private engagement, yeah. And the plan is we'll be playing in Nashville in November or December at one of the venues there. So that's being worked on as we speak. So
Nice.
we're fixing to travel and get some stuff done. So
I wish you the best of luck.
thank
All of
you
you
so much
guys.
for having us. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. But I want to play a little song on the way out. So I want to thank you guys for doing the show. And thanks a lot. And I'll see you guys later.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thanks, Dean.
You got it, man.
Thank you.
Hang out. We're just going to play a little bit of music. Here we go.
My radio is playing Crazy by Patsy Cline while I sit here crying, burning memories in my mind, thinking about faded love when you belong to me. My radio plays a country song about my used to be. My radio keeps playing solid country gold.